My name is Leon O'Neill Jr., and my bug is the Diphrenia citri, more commonly known as the Asian citrus psyllid.
Howdy, my name is Joshua Treesh, and my bug is the Diopleuphora glaparinus, most knownly as the Asian longhorn beetle. Today we will be discussing which species are the most invasive, the Diphrenia citri, most knownly as the Asian citrus psyllid, and the Diopleuphora glaparinus, most known as the Asian longhorn beetle.
Biology. Asian citrus psyllids may complete 30 generations per year under favorable conditions. Eggs are laid on the tips of growing shoots, in the crevices of leaves, or at the base of newly formed leaf buds. Nymphs flourish on newly emerged or flushing vegetation. Therefore, population densities are lower when active growth is not occurring. In southern Florida, peak psyllid densities usually occur in May, August, and October through December. The psyllids feed on the underside of the leaves, exhibit a distinctive feeding stance by lowering their head and elevating their body to a 45-degree angle respective to their head. Life history. Eggs are laid on the tips of growing shoots, on and between unfurling leaves. Females may lay more than 800 eggs during their lives. Nymphs pass through 5 instars. The total life cycle requires from 15 to 47 days, depending upon the season. Adults may live for several months. There is no dispause, but populations are low in winter, the dry season. There are 9 to 10 generations a year. However, 16 have been observed in field at cages. Behavior. The behavior of species known as the Asian citrus psyllid has not been completely sought out by previous researchers, but studies on the bug continues to be investigated. Impacts of the human society. The Asian citrus psyllid is an extremely efficient vector of citrus greening, a highly virulent and fatal bacteria disease that inhabits the food transport tissue and of citrus trees. Common symptoms of citrus greening are mottling and yellowing of the leaves that can reasonable. The fruit is affected as well, appearing misshapen and improperly colored with a bitter taste. Unique characteristics. Wing characteristics separate the African citrus psyllid from the Asian citrus psyllid. Adult Asian citrus psyllids have front wings that are widest near tip and can have either transparent wings with the white spots or light brown wings with the central beige band.
So for my opening statement, I'm starting with biology. So for biology, while these beetles can fly for distances over 400 yards or more in search of a host tree, they tend to lay eggs in the same tree from which they emerged as adults until the insect population becomes too dense on that tree. The class for this bug is Insecta, order is Coleoptera, and family is Seraphobacidae. The life history for this bug, the Asian longhorn beetle, has 4 stages of development. These stages include the egg, larva, pupa, and adult. First off, the eggs are laid by the female Asian longhorn beetle in a notch that she chews into the bark of a tree. When larvae hatch, they feed upon the tissues of the trees. The larvae have 5 stages of development known as instars. They can grow up to 5 centimeters prior before pupa stage. The larvae turn and make their way toward the exterior bark of the infested tree, where they establish a pupal cavity. This takes about a month. Once an adult forms, their feeding habits decrease, meaning they do not feed as much compared to other stages. The life cycle is 2 years. For the behavior, they are solitary organisms maintaining themselves completely within the host tree. Adults are diurnal, with peak activity occurring between 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. Activity is also higher on warm sunny days rather than cold, cloudy days. At most, adults can fly around 1,200 meters, but choose to only fly around 75 meters typically. Males are very territorial and clip each other's antennas or legs during fights. For impacts to human society, Asian longhorn beetles attack and kills a wide range of native trees. Including the symbolic maple tree, this one invasive species had the potential to impact tourism and social values, creates losses in billions of dollars in maple syrup industries, and cause widespread and immeasurable impacts on native forests. For unique characteristics, they have shiny black, prominent irregular white spots, 2 to 4 centimeters length and distinct bluish white legs, and a long back with a white segmented antenna.
Howdy. I completely understand how the Asian long-horned beetle can put our environment in disarray. With that being said, however, it is not the most invasive species between the two. The Diaphora citri, also known as the Asian citrus psyllid, give off a serious disease dramatically affecting citrus production, known as the citrus greening or the hung long ping. The disease spreads rapidly and efficiently kills the particular trees with the disease in about a few years. Therefore, if one tree has a disease, it eventually spreads from tree to tree.
Although the Diaphora citri causes the disease citrus greening, I do not believe this is as bad as the Enophora glabrianus, known as the Asian longhorn beetle. The Enophora glabrianus invaded the U.S. through untreated woodpacking originating from China. This beetle kills many different types of trees: maple trees, elms, and mulberry trees. These beetles kills trees by invading the heartwood of the tree, destroying the quality of the wood. Although adult beetles emerge through the 3/8 diameters of the holes in the bark, this will cause sap to flow heavily through the wounds and causing the tree to be more prone to secondary and new diseases.
Howdy. The longhorn beetle is definitely invasive in plenty of environments, but the Asian citrus psyllids hurt trees in the life cycle of animals in the long run. Think of the animals who feed off these trees that are infected, as far as eating fruits and getting the nutrients out of the fruits that they eat. They die by the poison inside of the citrus tree. Oh shit! That is what makes this insect so relevant to our environment.
Yes, that may be the case for the Asian citrus psyllid, but the Asian longhorn beetle affects the economy due to the amount of trees it attacks. The Asian longhorn beetle kills a variety of native trees, one of the most known, the maple tree. The beetle is capable of affecting tourism, social value, and creates losses of billions of dollars in the hardwood and maple industries due to the beetle degrading the wood of the trees and sap seeping out of the holes it creates. In addition, it causes an immeasurable amount of impact on native forests in the area invaded.
Concluding statement: the Asian citrus psyllid, Diaphora citri, is a sap-sucking hemperian bug in the family Psyllidae. It is an important pest of citrus, as it is one of the only 2 confirmed vectors of the serious citrus green disease. It is widely distributed in southern Asia and has spread to other regions. The Asian citrus psyllids feeds on citrus leaves and stems, can infect citrus trees with the bacteria that causes a serious plant disease called hung long ping, also known as the HLB, or citrus greening disease. Asian citrus psyllids feed on citrus leaves and stems and can infect trees with deadly hung long ping disease. There is no cure for these invasive diseases. They spread around the environment. The longhorn beetle is definitely a problem. It is definitely invasive in plenty of environments, but the Asian citrus psyllids hurt trees in the life cycle of animals in the long run. Think of the animals who feed off these trees that are infected. Think about the trees that are infected over years and is lost. That hurts this earth, and it also hurts the life cycle and the food chain. Many animals can die by eating the fruits that these species diseases they spread. In fact, it is extremely a problem now.
The Asian longhorn beetle is one of the many non-indigenous species of wood-boring beetles. These beetles have entered the U.S. in a solid wood packing material from Asia. These are important to study due to the reason, if not stopped, they might cause the eradication of trees throughout the United States. Many research facilities and government agencies are attempting to eradicate the Asian longhorn beetle in the areas they have invaded. Research methods have included detection methods, control methods, information on boundaries of where they live to establish quarantine boundaries, and find the preferences of where the invasive bug might be found. However, if eradication is not successful, many more management methods need to be developed. Many efforts are being done to stop this invasive species, but there are many issues still needed to be solved to stop this invasive species today.